The gym is a great place to make progress in multiple areas of life, not just physically. I say physically, mentally, and financially. I'm going to give you guys 7 life lessons today that the gym has taught me in my several years of going, because honestly, it's more than just picking up and putting down heavy weights. There's a lot of principles that can be applied to various aspects of your life. So I'm going to break down 7 of them that I've learned over my years in the gym. Principle number 1 is going to be pain tolerance. When you go to the gym, especially when you're starting out, a lot of times it doesn't feel good. You don't like the burning feeling in your muscles when you're running long or you're lifting heavier weights and you're trying to push yourself. But having pain tolerance is very important because it allows you to progressively overload yourself over time. What does that mean? It means you literally increase your workload over time. So maybe you start out going to the gym and you do 3 sets of a certain exercise, and the next couple weeks go by, your pain tolerance increases, and now you're doing 4 sets of it, and then eventually 5 and 6 sets of it, and your physical body's adapting, but so is your mental, because you're able to put up with larger amounts of pain over time. That doesn't mean the pain is hurting less. It means you are getting stronger. Pain tolerance is important because it can be applied to progressively overloading your workload, whether it's at your job or at home. Maybe you're trying to start a business. You start little by little, and eventually you snowball into something great because you increase your pain tolerance over time, which is a very important principle if you want to be successful in life. 2 is going to be discipline. It's a very common one. I'm sure you probably expected it. The reason it's such a big deal is because a lot of people rely on motivation, and they go through the same cycle in life. They have a pain that they want to fix in life. They get really motivated. They decide they're going to change it, and they make extremely drastic changes overnight. They stick to it for maybe 1-2 weeks, maybe sometimes a month, and then they quit. They go back in the same cycle. Pain point, they want to change it. They do it, motivation dies out, and then they stop. Now, you can't always rely on motivation. So the reason discipline is important is because there's days where I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to work out. I don't want to follow the program today, but I force myself to do it anyways. And that's a very important principle because some days you don't want to show up to your job, or you don't want to read that book, or you don't want to put in the hours needed to start your business or to start social media or to make those videos. Well, you need to do it anyways because your conscience is calling you to, and it's something you should be doing. So you need to discipline yourself. You should be eating that chicken and broccoli or that, tilapia and rice. And why are you reaching for the Fruity Pebbles instead? You know what you should be doing. You need to have the discipline to force yourself to do it because it's not always sunshine or rainbows. You got to understand that you're going to have phases where you literally do not feel like doing it. That is the moment that will determine how bad you want, your future to be how you want it to be. Or if you're going to tap out, succumb to the pressure and just keep reverting back to your old ways every single time. Discipline is very important. 3, budgeting. Believe it or not. Why is that specifically? Because counting calories taught me financial budgeting because it's essentially the same system. When you count calories, you give yourself a daily allotment for, I can only eat X amount of calories per day. Now I want to use them more wisely so I can maximize, the amount of pleasure and the amount of purpose that I'm getting through the same amount of food. Since you're only allowed to eat a certain amount of food, you want to spend your calories more wisely so that you feel full and you also get a good dopamine rush from whatever it is you're eating. You're not eating completely bland food, but you're not also binging on extremely good food and going over your calories, right? And it's the same thing when you have a budget, financial budget, you cannot spend more than X amount of dollars. And so literally counting calories has taught me how to manage my money better. I know it's insane, right? 4 is going to be patience. This is a big one that nobody wants to hear because everybody wants things fast. 30-day transformation, 60-day transformation, how to be a millionaire in 30 days. That's not how it works. There's always the exception. Sure, you don't need to bring up, but Bad Baby made OnlyFans and she made $50 million in a year. You're not her, bro. There's the exception. This is the rule, not the exception, okay? So you need patience because more than likely, whatever your goal is, maybe you want to lose fat, maybe you want to gain muscle, maybe you want to get rich, maybe you want to build a brand, it's going to take longer than you expect. And so having that rude awakening of oh man, I didn't make as much progress as I thought I would, this is going to take a lot longer. I thought I would be benching 315 by now. Why am I only doing 225? It's okay to feel that way. You shouldn't get discouraged. Most things that are worth having in life take time, so if you want something worth having, it's going to take a while to get there. It's going to take a while, and that's okay. You need to learn to enjoy the ride because time is going to pass anyways, and you are going to be that old anyways. So don't you want to be that old with your desired outcome as opposed to not having it and saying, dang, what did I do for the last couple years of my life? So patience is a really big one. 5, manners and respect. Yeah, this is a big one because in the gym, there's certain etiquette that you're supposed to follow, such as re-racking your weights, wiping down machines, not intimidating people. Don't stand too close to them while they're working out. Don't interrupt them in the middle of their set. Wait for them to finish. If you want want to ask how many sets they have left. This is important because a lot of people don't know how to speak to people. I've had a lot of interactions in the gym where, like, you know, people have freaked out on me because they don't have good social skills for whatever reason. Not hating on them, just saying, like, you know, I've taken someone's handle by accident that they were using, and they, you know, they've screamed at me in the middle of the gym, hey, what are you doing? I'm still using that. And I'm like, oh, sorry, here you go. But, you know, there's nicer ways to talk to people. That's what the gym has taught me. You need to treat everyone with respect, because one, you never know who you're dealing with, and two, you never know who's on their last straw. This might be the day that they lose their shit. So the gym and having gym etiquette has taught me to be more respectful of people. Always do your part, okay? In the community, it only functions if everyone does their part. I re-rack my weights. I wipe down the machines when I sweat all over them. I'm very polite to people. You know, it doesn't matter if you're the biggest guy in the gym and the most intimidating. It doesn't matter if you could wipe the freaking floor with their face. You should still be respectful of everyone. That's another thing the gym has taught me. Number 6, this is one of my favorite ones, is failure. Yes, the gym taught me that it's okay to fail. You literally should be a failure. You should fail as much as possible. You want to know why? Because we always talk about train to failure, right? So you purposely want to fail in the gym so you can push your muscle past its limits, Captain Yami. So when it fails at a certain point, it gets the cue and it's like, oh, we couldn't perform the required amount of work. We got to grow. So you force the muscle to grow. But why are people okay with failing in the gym but not in life? They're scared to fail in their business. They're scared to fail in that social media account. They're scared of getting made fun of. Bro, you should be striving to fail as fast as possible so you can learn from it and grow, right? Not just training to failure, but in life, you should be chasing your goal as fast as possible so you can fall on your face as fast as possible so you can learn from that failure and be like, man, you know, maybe I tried to start this business and it didn't work out, or maybe I tried to, you know, lose weight in it and I lost like 10 pounds, but then I messed up, I failed. You should be trying to fail, because more than likely nobody gets it on the first try, and that's fine. The sooner you understand that whatever it is you're going after, you might not get it the first time around, the better off you're going to be, because once you expect the failure, once you want it, then you will learn from it much faster, and then that'll allow you to grow as a person and make even more progress in the long term. So yes, be a failure. Failures are literally just winners. And last but not least, number 7, mental toughness. Right, you got to be like Guts from Berserk. You got to be stoic. And what do I mean by mental toughness specifically? I mean, when your mind thinks you can't do something, but your physical body's able to do it. And so you got to learn mental toughness. You know, I've had so many times where me or a friend is like, I don't know if I could lift that weight, or I don't know if I could hit this PR, and they go and do it like with no effort. It's like such a breeze for them, and I'm like, see, you could freaking do it. You had it in you all along, you just didn't believe. And this is a problem a lot of people have, is they don't believe in themselves. You can't expect other people to believe in you until you believe in yourself in a very obnoxious and like non-understandable way. You should have so much self-belief that people go, this guy has to be manic or delusional, something's wrong with him. Why does he think he can do everything? Because you should, within reason. Don't go try and bench 315 if you're freaking first day in the gym, please. I don't want you to decapitate yourself. But anyways, yes, mental toughness. You need to form the mental toughness of understanding that you are capable of doing something. You know, whether you think you can or not, you need to push yourself to do that thing. It's called bravery, okay? It's called, you know what, I'm not sure what the outcome will be, but I'm going to try it anyways because I believe in myself and I know I might be able to pull this off. And that is mental toughness. And so, to recap, 7 things that the gym has taught me is pain tolerance, discipline, budgeting, patience, manners and respect, failure is good, and mental toughness. And so if you guys are getting into the gym, I want you to think on a more broad perspective. There's a lot of lessons you can take from working out. It's not just working out, right? There's knowledge everywhere. Keep seeking for it, keep searching, have a growth mindset, and you'll be able to learn very important principles from many things in your life that you didn't know you would be able to learn something from, right? So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you resonated with some of the principles I mentioned, and I hope you even learned something from the 7 principles as well. So with that being said, this is Ski Mask Duets signing out. Let's create the best version of ourselves to give to the world, okay? Peace.